Well, hello everyone. It's Thursday in the morning. I'm a day late again. And I have just a couple of things to share today. I didn't get to make a whole lot this week. I was really invested in a pattern test and I had several button orders to make. Like my whole day Monday was nothing but button orders. So I do have a couple of things though. First, I want to say thank you to a couple of very kind viewers who used the super thanks button below, and that would be Nancy Williams 798 and Cynthia Logan. Thank you so very much. It's very greatly appreciated, and it means more than you know. So I told you guys that I have some market bags to make for John's sister, and she's super picky about colors. So I placed a yarn order and hopefully one of these work. I got this one just because I like the color. But this is Lily Sugar and Cream in the color of, I know it's teal, but what do they call it? Teal. They call it teal. And Tote just jumped into my box where I was going to place these to get them out of my way. So I got the teal, and one of her market bags was coral and tan. I already had the tan, so I ordered a coral. I got the cone because it's better priced, and this is a popular color. So I might as well get it so I can do more than one. So then her other color, she wanted navy blue and cranberry. Well, cranberry's a tough one. So I'm going to try Lion Brand's 24/7 cotton. This is the navy. And then I ordered 3 different colors along the lines of a red, kind of. So this one is just called red. Those two I think look well together. This one they call burgundy. I don't know. That, I can tell you, not my most favorite of colors. And then the third one is magenta. And I think those two also look well together. But if it was my decision, which it is not, it would be these two. So hopefully she likes one of these 3. And they're all very different. But there is not going to be cranberry, like a wine, not where I can get both colors so far that I've found. Not that I can get both colors being the same brand so that, they work well together. Because even though this says it's a 4-weight, just looking at it, it's much thinner than the Lily Sugar and Cream, and also I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. So I got those ordered. And then while I was on there, on the website, I was looking because after spending almost 2 weeks working with the Michaels Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim, and then switching back to Parfait Chunky, Parfait Chunky seemed really thin to me. I was like, wow, this yarn's so small. And it didn't used to feel like that to me. But I mean, I had almost a good solid week of mainly Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim. And a little bit of Bernat Baby mixed in. So while I was on there, I decided, we all know I'm not a Bernat fan, but the loveys need to be made out of blanket yarn. I definitely have come to that conclusion. Instead of the chenille, it needs to be blanket yarn. So I thought I would give Big Twist Plush a try. So I ordered a few colors. One of them has not arrived yet, but I ordered 4 solids and 4 variegateds. So just looking at it, it reminds me very much of Premier's Chenille Brights, the way it feels. Some more so than the others. Like this one is, let's see. First off, you get 153 yards. And I want to say I paid $5.99. I think it was $5.99 per skein. So you get 153 yards. It says to use an 8mm hook. I would probably use a 6 or a 7. I haven't tested it yet, so we'd have to see. But this color is called Lavender Aura. It's number 6, super bulky, 100% polyester. So we got that one. And then I ordered this variegated, and it is called Varg Neutral. Okay. So it's got some browns and some grays and some creams. So, I don't know. I guess I was thinking, you know, animal lovey colors. We'll see if I can even use any of these. The next variegated is called Strawberry Sherbet. This one's kind of pretty. It looks like it's got some pinks, some whites, maybe some cream in there. So it's a pretty one. And the last variegated is Varg Pastel. Okay, let's get a little creative on these names, people. So it looks like this side of it is like greens and blues and purples. And then when you spin it, you've got yellows and oranges and, oh, pink. This one's going to be interesting. I'm curious how this is going to work up. I just have to figure out what I want to use it on. So then the solids. This one is cardamom. It's like a brown, and that looks like a nice shade of brown. And this one feels okay. But then I ordered a green, and it's much darker than I thought it was going to be. And it is olive. It's very dark. And this one feels a lot thicker and not so smooth as the other ones do. So we'll see. And then this one is Sunflower. Aren't those two pretty together? So, and it doesn't quite feel the same. I don't know, it's like, to look at them, they look the same, but this definitely feels softer than this. And the solids also have 153 yards. So I have one color, which is a pink, that's coming. And I think they said Friday delivery for that. I don't know. They split that little bitty order up into 4 different deliveries. And they wonder why they're losing money. Anywho, all right. So I only made a few things. I did not get the opportunity to work on my cardigan. So we are still in the same spot we were the last time we chatted. So Sunday, I don't know. I really didn't feel like doing a whole lot, so I tried sticking to easy stuff. So I pulled out some yellow parfait and made a little mini bird to see how it would look with the embroidered eyes. And then I was just like, you know, I think these would be cuter if they were a little bit bigger. So still having a little bit of Bernat baby left. Very little. I did one out of the Bernat. Size difference, exact same pattern. Just a little different, a lot different in the size. So we did 2 yellow. It's kind of like what you got is what you got. And then I'm not sure what color that is. I didn't have an orange, so. And then we did 1 white one and added the little comb to the top. So yeah, those are, to put my paper, that pattern is a free pattern on Instagram by Sweet Bee Crochet. B as in B-E-A. Sweet Bee Crochet. And then we did one other thing. Well, we started one other thing because we had to, ouch. I started my pattern test on Tuesday, so I had Sunday and I had a little bit of time Monday evening. So after I did the little birds, I was like, let me change it up. Don't want to get bored. So I made the bodies, just the bodies of a few axolotls. Well, 5 of them. You know, that was without adding the fins and the, you know, tail decoration. I don't know what they call it. Or eyes or anything like that. Just the carcasses. So I did 5 of those. And I changed up and switched back to my Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim. I have a feeling that I'm going to end up working through my stock of Parfait Chunky and switching yarns. I just have a feeling. I don't know for sure yet, because I do like the Parfait Chunky, but they're having so many issues. And you get so much more bang for the same amount of work using, if you can deal with all the fluff mess, using the Sweet Snuggles Light and the Home Slim. And I'm sure you guys know that. And then, of course, there's the Bernat blanket fans out there that really get a bang because those come out a whole lot bigger for the same amount of work. So I was scoping out what colors I had left in my Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim. Sorry, my eye itches. So I was scoping out what colors I had left in my Sweet Snuggles Light and my Home Slim. Picked a few. Some of them I didn't want to use for this because they're colors that are like, I might need this for that type of thing, which we may never ever get to that, but I didn't want to mess with them. Okay, so I did yellow, aqua, boysenberry, I think, teal, and a hot pink. So we did the yellow one, and I gave it a dark gray tail ornament and fins, and gave the embroidered eyes. Now this eye, I did not put any eyelashes or anything on, and I think it came out okay. And then I stopped. That was like Sunday. Then Monday, I got them back out again, and I did one more. and I added black to this hot pink and did the embroidered eye, and I did a little bit bigger of an embroidered eye. I'm not like real confident on the bigger eyes, but the only way to get there is to keep practicing. So, and this is my axolotl pattern. I just changed where I say to put the bobble stitch and did like a leggy frog leg, just to give it a try doing it that way instead of the bobble stitch. And the bobble stitch is much easier, but I wanted to try it like this. So we'll see what happens. So we did the black with the hot pink, which I'm kind of liking that really dark contrast. So then I put them away again. Okay, so then Tuesday I started my pattern test. Or no. Yes, Tuesday I started the pattern test because I didn't get finished working on buttons till like 7:30 at night on Monday, and I just messed with a couple of these things. So I got the fins, head ornaments, tail fins. I don't know. I got those added. So this one is the teal, and I put black on that. I want to say this is boysenberry, and I put black on that one. And then the aqua, I want to say, I gave the dark gray. So, and then I stopped there because I was like, all right, I'm so tired. Buttons were taking way too long. So I sat them aside. They still needed eyes. And I did the eyes last night. Now these, I made the mistake of putting a little eyelash, and they look angry. So I might have to pull those out and redo the eyes. So I think if I just cut off the eyelash, it's going to make the eyes come undone. So yeah, I don't care for how the eyes came out on these. So I didn't even add the white to the eye because when you put the white in, they really looked mad. So I might have to redo those and get rid of the little eyelash, eyelid, whatever you want to call it. So 5 axolotls, 4 mini birds, 3 big and 1 little. And then I started my pattern test. I started that Tuesday. I had a couple of orders to finish up. And probably about 2-ish in the afternoon, I finally got to start on the pattern test. So I decided I was going to try doing my safety eyes, you know, my own custom safety eyes for the first time. So I was like, this is one that I can justify taking and spending the time to do up the eyes. So I tried to do the first pair, and oh my goodness, I made such a mess. That resin ran down the sides, got up underneath it, and I ruined them. Almost said, forget it. And then I was like, nope, let's try it one more time. And I used what came with the kit. I haven't bought anything special to go along with it, like no mica powders or dyes or anything like that. I haven't ordered anything special, just the stuff that came in the starter kit. And in it, it has these little shell papers. Now, my pattern test, I was using sea glass, coral, and peach for my colors. So I wanted a like peachy kind of color eye. And they had these, what they called shell papers. And it looked like a large flaky tissue paper glitter type stuff, kind of foilish. I don't know, it was shiny. So I mix it in with the resin and I do my thing, and it changed the color. I was very disappointed. So my eyes aren't quite right. I mean, they look good if the color would have came out. And on the back of it, I had to like do a layer of white nail polish. I didn't want to do dark nail polish or a dark color. So I put white nail polish on, and that really helped for the color to come through, because otherwise it would have been like, what is this? Anyways, so Shannon at Snuggle Beans Crochet designed yet another dragon with a whole bunch of options. So I started this Tuesday afternoon, and see how the eyes kind of look pink instead of coral? I mean, it's okay, but I expected it to be this peachy, corally looking color that foil was. But anyway, so I started this on Tuesday. I got the head made. I got the body made. I started on the legs, and I think I got one done. And then I said, no, I take that back. I got the head, the body, all the parts for the legs. I'm trying to remember the order in the pattern, because I stopped because I was getting frustrated. All right, so maybe it wasn't the legs. Maybe it was the horns. I don't know. Whenever I got to the horns, I got one done, started on the second one, and it didn't come out right. Started the second one again, and it didn't come out right. So I said, I'm calling it quits for the night. I'm getting frustrated. I'm going to bed. So when I got up, I did not have any orders to do yesterday. So I'm like, oh, let's get this baby moving. Just got a notification. I guess my other skein of yarn is in the mailbox. I thought it was coming tomorrow. Anywho, yeah. So after 4 tries of making the right side horn, I said, you know what? Maybe it was my first one I messed up. So I remade the first one, and then they came out looking so much closer. I mean, they'll never be exact, but the way they were coming out for me, I was like, what is going on? I was getting so frustrated. So we did that. We get all that sewn on. We get the legs sewn on, and then you get to start the fun part of the decorations. Ears being included in that decoration. So you make 4 ears. You make a big ear and a small ear. So I get all 4 ears made. I get to the part where you're supposed to sew the small ear to the big ear, and I realize I didn't use the right colors. I used this color for the inside and this color for the outside, and it needed to be sea glass, the same color as the body. So I had to make 4 more ears. And that was nothing to do with the pattern. That was all me. I had just finished working with those colors, and they were sitting right there. So that is what I picked up. I'm like, oh my God. I was so ready to be done by the time I got done. And then I didn't have any fur this time. So I used the spike option. These are the small spikes, and did the spike. Now I was very careful about how I stuffed my tail this time, and it is staying in place. It's holding its shape. I stuffed it very firmly. Same with my legs, because it does stand up. I'll put in some pictures here so you can see it standing. The wings are pretty cool. Now it says you can stuff them if you want to make it firmer. Let me turn it this way so you can see them. And you're making a tube of 5, 5 single crochets in a tube. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get any stuffing in here. So I took a pipe cleaner and folded it in half and used the pipe cleaner, which also allows me to shape my wings any direction I want to shape them. So each time she comes out with a new pattern, she kind of like outdoes herself from the time before. Now, honestly, I will say I have an issue with the big eyes, and I know everybody loves the big eyes, but this is like a baby, so the eyes are really big, and that's how I convinced myself that it's okay to use the big eyes. So you could do these little curls on the face, or do little spikes, or none at all. Feedback I got on the last dragon is they said my face was a little plain compared to all the other things that were going on the dragon. So this might be something like I could go back and add the little curly things to that dragon to spice up the face a little bit. The nose is just little knots for a nostril. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, she does. She outdoes herself every single time she comes out with a new pattern. And this pattern will be available on August 21st. And this one is in Parfait Chunky. So it's big, but it's small compared to some of her other patterns. But it's very nice. It is very nice. There's also an option to put an ornament on the tail, but I had already had so much stuff going on. I said, no, I'm going to pass on the tail ornament this time. Now, I can always go back and add to it, but I passed on it this time. So that's what I finished yesterday. And then I felt like I didn't do nothing this week. You know, like I didn't get anything made to show you guys. So I was like, well, let me do something easy. Let me just, I was looking and what's easy? Well, nothing's easy and fast. I mean, these are, but I already made some. So I was like, well, let's make another Loaf Dog. I only have 3 of those. So I pulled out the Parfait Chunky and did one in gray and white. And then I wanted to try one in the Michaels. And I wanted to do a black and white dog, but mostly black with a little bit of white. And I couldn't get past the nose. I couldn't see my stitches in the black. I kept ending up with more. And then I just said, you know what? It's late. It's time to call it quits and just go to bed. I mean, you know how it goes. When you get tired, it just doesn't work right. Even though I felt like I wanted to do more, I needed to go to bed. Anyways, that's what I've been up to. And I guess I'm going to go out there and check my mailbox. So, all right, that's it. That's what I have. And, oh, I know. This is what I'm thinking. How many of you guys would be interested in a video where I tell you everything that I have in my inventory and how many of them? That one would take some work. But you let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, and I'll see if I can put it together. All right, we will see you in the next video.